Good morning and welcome back to the Bloomberg Morning Show. I'm Dylan Radigan. Well, the rates cable companies charge have been partially subject to oversight by the Federal Communications Commission until today. Irv Chapman in Washington looked at the difference deregulation might or might not make to you.
Cable rates have been rising, estimated 7% last year. Never mind that regulators still had a voice. The industry says there won't now be a spurt of increases, thanks in part to competitive threats.
There's a great deal of competition in our industry that did not exist even 5 years ago. Competition from direct broadcast satellite folks, from local telcos and electric utility companies and others. And that competition acts as a check on the rates.
Consumer groups agree that competition works. They complain there isn't enough of it.
In the few communities where there are two cable companies competing head-to-head, or a phone company competing with a cable company, you get all of the same popular channels, all of the new services, but on average prices are at least 10% lower than where there's just one cable company.
As many viewers now choose cable channels to watch as broadcasting stations. That, the industry says, puts more costly shows on cable.
As cable programming is becoming increasingly popular, viewers are moving from traditional broadcast viewership over to cable viewership. And as the programming becomes more popular, it becomes increasingly expensive to produce.
Cable systems are also adding channels going digital and offering internet. There is another constraint on the cable companies. If too many subscribers write the Congress members who voted to deregulate to complain about soaring rates. This is Irv Chapman, Bloomberg Television in Washington.
It's 6:30 p.m. and you're watching KCRA-TV, where the news comes first. With Dave Walker and Lois Hart. Weather with Mark Farnan. Home of Live Copter 3 and Northern California's #1 news team. This is Channel 3 Reports.
Elsewhere, starting midnight tonight, the government is getting out of the business of regulating cable TV rates. The hope is to increase competition, but consumer groups fear that price increases could be on the way. Steve Lane, Channel 3's Marty Johnson, with details from Washington.
Devin and Wendy Hanneman like to watch cable TV with their friends. Their monthly cable bill is $37, 20% above the national average.
I think it's a fairly hefty amount. I would not want to pay more.
But soon she may have no choice. Starting tomorrow, cable companies can charge whatever they want for anything beyond basic services. That lack of control has consumer advocates worried.
It makes the consumers pay an enormous inflated price for a monopoly service.
97% of communities have only one cable provider.
Most cable bills have grown about 8% a year for the last 3 years. This year so far, only 5%. But consumer advocates worry that when the next rate increase rolls around, probably in July, you'll get hit with a whopper.
The cable industry denies rates are increasing.
Like any other business, our prices reflect costs, and competition will keep prices down.
The industry points to competition from phone companies and satellite providers who picked up 2 out of 3 new subscribers last year. In spite of that, some predict cable price increases 4 times the inflation rate, leaving customers with only 2 choices.
Either you turn off and lose touch with a lot of things you want to keep up with, or you pay the price.
And starting tomorrow, that price could be a lot higher. In Washington, Marty Johnson, Channel 3 reports.
Cable companies must give their customers 30 days notice before raising the rates. In Sacramento, the dominant cable provider is Comcast, and Comcast tells us no immediate plans for a rate hike. Same is true for Media One, which serves much of the Central Valley and the Foothills.
KCTV. This is News Center 6, the Noon Edition, with Bill Brown and Lisa McElhinney.
Cable TV and the PTA are traveling the country on a mission to teach parents about better television viewing habits for children. Ross Gadati visited their seminar in Johnstown today.
Imagine being a grade schooler and watching this, and then trying to figure out what's real or not and what's good and bad. Well, helping kids answer those specific questions is the aim of a seminar for parents and teachers being held at the University of Pittsburgh's Johnstown campus.
The objective of these workshops is to give parents and educators the tools and techniques they need to control the impact of violence on children.
The National Cable Association, along with the National Parent-Teacher Association, sponsor the seminar. Here, parents as well as teachers can learn about home viewing tips that can help kids deal with what they see, including letting programs lead to other activities like taking a trip to the library.
The most important one is talk to your children. Gauge how they're being affected by what they see on television. And obviously choosing programs carefully, not allowing your children to watch programs that you as a parent find objectionable.
There's a lot of food programming out there. There's a lot of commercial food programming out there. And there's a lot out there for children and adults alike without violence and things that people do get alarmed by.
The Family and Community Critical Viewing Project also deals with commercials and kids. Now, this part of the seminar enables kids to understand that commercials and their claims don't always add up in real life. Organizers hope the message will be taken to the young people and will result in kids who are less likely to be manipulated and more likely to talk out a problem rather than resort to violence. News Center 6, Richland.